Copyright is a personal property right. This means that the interest that it confers, the exclusive rights to do acts comprised in the copyright, can be assigned or licensed. An assignment is the sale of interests of copyright to another person, whereas a license is a permission to do the acts comprised in the copyright. An assignment is a transfer of ownership of copyright interests. These must always be in writing. They may be total, transfer of all of the interests in copyright material, or partial, where the copyright owner splits the copyright into several distinct, partial, and separate copyright interests. After assigning copyright, with some very limited exceptions, the creator or previous owner of copyright material retains no rights to use that material. They can be sued like any other person for copyright infringement. As opposed to an assignment, a license is just a permission to use copyright material in ways that would otherwise infringe the exclusive rights of the copyright owner. These can be limited contractually on any terms that the parties agree. An exclusive license is a particular type of license that gives the licensee the power and title to sue for infringement of copyright. Like an assignment, these must be in writing, but unlike assignments, they don't transfer ownership of the material, and the original owner retains rights to use and exploit the copyright material in the future. For both assignments and licenses, it's common to divide up copyright interests into smaller constituent components. In this way, copyright owners can give permissions or assign the ownership interests in different actions, different geographic locations, or different purposes to different parties. Licensing practices have changed radically in the digital age. Licenses are now much more common, and they apply in new forms. For example, shrink-wrap licenses apply contractually to the physical copies of digital copyright material. Browse-wrap licenses or click-wrap licenses similarly apply when transferring digital copies of information over communications networks. This changes the relationship of consumers to the companies who produce and distribute copyright works. Now, it is common to think of the license as the product itself, which means that permission to use and enjoy a good that seems like a purchase, for example a digital download of a book or a song, can be revoked contractually according to the terms of the license. This shifts the balance of power between consumers, and some people argue erodes traditional liberties and rights given to consumers. The digital age has also given rise to new ways of licensing copyright material. For example, the free software and Creative Commons licenses grant permission to the public at large to use, modify, study, and distribute copyright material for their own benefit. Rather than restricting the flow of copyright material, these licenses attempt to keep access open for current and future users. These innovations in licensing allow communities to develop new rules for how they will manage the information that keeps them together. This enables people to come together to create fabulous new products like Wikipedia or the Linux operating system. The key point to note is that licensing has changed significantly in the digital age. Now that almost every interaction with a piece of digitized knowledge or information requires permission from the copyright owner. This means that licensing plays a crucial role in organizing how humanity's culture and recorded knowledge flows between people. This means that the content of the contracts that structure access to and the flow of information become crucially important to participation in the digital society. To an extent we've never seen before, the principles of contract law and the arcane limitations and exceptions of copyright law materially impact the lives of billions of individuals. The limits we impose on licensing and the limits we impose on copyright materially affect how people learn, communicate, play, and participate in society.